Stop everything immediately and take a look at this. Apparently it's a bloke.
I'm truly amazed by that.
The Efteling worker literally just turned around and laughed in my face. Well, that was
Hello and welcome to Adam and Craig Do Stuff, where today we are doing Efteling.
Now look at that for an entrance. That is probably the best entrance I've ever seen of any theme park
Looks
ever.
brilliant. And this has been a huge bucket list park for us for ages, hasn't it?
I mean, this right here is the reason that we're in the Netherlands in the first place,
yeah,
isn't it? This is the one we were coming soon.
Coming to the Netherlands. And we're finally here.
Hey! Now we also get half an hour's early entrance because we are staying on site to Loonsche Land.
Yes.
So we're going to, sadly we don't get to go under the entrance, but we're going to go around the side to the special guest entrance and get our early entry. Not all of the rides are open first thing, but there's a good selection of them. And the one we really want to do first is Danse Macabre, because that's the newest one. And we've never done anything like this before.
No,
In
it's
fact,
not right, we've never done.
I think it might be the first one that's ever been built. And luckily that is on the early entry, so we're going to go and do that now. Well, that was spookily bonkers, wasn't it?
That was really good,
was
yeah. I'm truly amazed by that.
They took the Haunted Mansion and went, let's make it Dutch.
Yes, I was literally thinking it reminded me of Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, the way the theming is and everything was very much like that, wasn't it?
And some of the effects they used in there were really cool as well.
And there was so much going on as well.
Yes, there was.
Did you see the harpies where she puts her face through the harp?
Oh, I did not see that.
There's a lot, so we have to go on that a few more times to sort of notice everything. Especially because you're moving so much.
Yeah.
You're trying to take everything in. There's a lot going on. That's a crazy ride system. I absolutely loved that.
I loved that too. That was great.
If it was a UK ride system, it would not be a bags on kind of ride system.
But
there you go. That's Europe for you. That was so cool.
That was so cool as well.
Really cool. I hope it doesn't get too. I know it's quite popular, that one. I hope it doesn't get too busy because I really want to do that.
Yeah, same. Definitely do that again.
If not, we've got the extra half an hour tomorrow to bang out a few more rides on it.
We do indeed.
And just round the corner from that is Max and Mortis, which I believe is the newest coaster here, newest two coasters here. So we're going to go and try this out. Have you got a preference to which side we try out first?
I don't mind really.
I didn't think you would. I'll make the decision. We'll go for Max. Stop everything immediately and take a look at this. There is actually a spider in it somewhere. On the picture, it's on the outside. But it's actually it's in the middle, isn't it? Somewhere
on the stick. Yeah.
And we've also got some Danse Macabre popcorn as well.
Yeah.
They've got three options. One is colourful, one is salty, and then the other one is the secret recipe. So we went for secret recipe, which it's either a really good decision or a really bad one, isn't it?
Well, look at the size of the candy floss as well. It's bigger than my head.
It smells kind of sweet but savoury at the same time. Shall we try some popcorn?
Yeah.
See what it is. See what the secret recipe is.
What is that?
Very salty. I like it, but I have no idea what that is. Is it it's like paprika-y?
A little bit cheesy as well.
I like it. I have absolutely no idea what's in it.
No.
There we are. There's the spider in the middle. How cool is that? Do we think the popcorn may have been bacon flavoured, actually?
Yeah, this flavour got such stronger as you got further down, didn't it?
Insanely salty.
Very salty.
I've had to put lip balm on.
Yeah.
That salty.
And then the...
Well, you should have prepared this before, shouldn't you?
The candy floss stick is a wand.
There we go.
Yeah.
That was worth waiting for, wasn't it? We've got the freestyle cup as well, which we haven't had anywhere else in the Netherlands. This one, no. Similar to most of the freestyling, which you can... There's two options, actually. You can pay €5 and then update with tokens. I don't know how much the tokens are. or you can pay €16, which is about £14, and you can drink all day.
All day.
But the timeout on this one is 45 minutes.
Yeah. at £4 on thousand, that's 10 minutes. So it's a big difference. But they do a mystery. Is it called mystery mix?
It's called a magical mix.
Magical mix. Oh, is it not nice?
I don't think the magic is mixed properly because it just tastes like soda.
Oh, that's not good. We'll have to try it from a different freestyle machine.
Yeah, in 45 minutes.
45 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not mixed well, that one. So I think we should head over now and do some coasters, and I think we're going to try and start on Joris En De Draak, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Although we have already started on them. We did Max and Myrtle.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah.
Mortis.
Sorry, Max and Mortis.
We only did Max.
Because, yeah.
Queuing for it was so loud.
It was so loud.
And
it was
by the
packed.
time we got off it, where it was at 30 minutes, and we were like, I'm not queuing 30 minutes in that queue.
To do the other one.
It went pretty much the same. It's not a bad little family boat coaster.
No, it wasn't a bad little family coaster.
Fun little.
I liked how the second round on it was faster than the first round. I liked
Slightly
that.
faster.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
faster.
really cool. That.
And I like the way
music speeds up. With
Yeah, I like the way they interact with each other in the middle as well.
Yeah, and I'm assuming. At first, I thought they were based on real characters, but I don't know if they're just made up by Efteling. But they seem to be. Well, they're really cool. They've got animatronics within the station and everything. Like, the theming on everything so far just looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Now, yesterday at Toverland, we found our new favourite Woody, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
So it'll be interesting to see if Efteling can come close to that, or maybe even beat it with this dragon-themed wood structure thing. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go find out.
What do we think better than Troy?
No, I think I do prefer Troy, to be fair.
Okay.
But I do like that one isn't as intense as most Woodies we've done.
Most Woodies were done.
Well, Woodies and Woody hybrids.
Oh, in the Netherlands?
Yeah.
I was going to say, the ones like aren't intense.
No, well, Wickman's intense.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I do like that it's a lot smoother than Troy, I must say.
Yeah.
For a Woody, that's pretty smooth.
It's pretty smooth, and I quite like that it's not as intense.
Yeah.
Because I find some Woodies get very intense.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't think Woodies are as intense as steel coasters.
Well, Woodies and Woody hybrids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not the same thing. But that was, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did enjoy that, to be fair.
I think sometimes when it's too rickety to be like as fast as Troy is usually. Look at my hair.
Yeah.
Whereas because that one's like fast but not like crazy fast, it was a lot smoother. I really enjoyed that one. And we did both sides as well.
We did both sides, and we won the blue side.
I couldn't. I think the blue side's winning all of them.
It is, yeah. It just appears to be winning every race.
I don't know whether it wins every single time. Yeah. But today it seems to be winning all the time. I can't really tell the difference between the two sides at the moment.
No, I
to
can't.
tell which one I prefer, but they were both brilliant. And
yes,
this is amazing. I love it. That's two more coasters polished off with Python and
Hollander.
Yeah, I was going to try and pronounce the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I've lost my
sorry.
stride.
I thought it was only called Hollander.
No.
Oh.
It's called something. I've lost it. I practiced it and now you distracted me.
Oh, so sorry.
Yes. Which is the water coaster, which was really cool.
Yeah,
I
that was really cool. I enjoyed that as well. It was a bit different to like Props Land, wasn't it?
I do wish people could stop talking for just 3 minutes so that we can enjoy the ride.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
So loud on there, wasn't it? Well, it's really cool little bit. I mean, the station looks amazing, doesn't it?
It does.
Station's
yeah,
absolutely.
It's like some sort of little town.
I just picked up a pistachio latte.
Yeah.
Netherlands are absolutely obsessed with pistachio. It's
They
everywhere.
are. It's everywhere. Yeah.
Can't go for it.
It's nice stuff though.
Acorn. There's a lot of acorns dropping at Efteling.
Yeah.
It's a bit dangerous.
And then we did Python, didn't we?
Yes.
Do you know what? I thought this one was going to be a headbanger.
I thought it was going to be abusive.
I thought it was going to be like that.
I thought it was going to be horrible.
But
it
it was actually quite a nice ride. Yeah, it wasn't bad
too
at all.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah. To be fair, so far today, we haven't queued much for anything, but that one felt like a day and a half.
Yeah, that's ages. That's absolutely ages. So, I mean, the Hollander was really, really fast, wasn't it? Even
Yeah.
though, I mean, it still wasn't a long queue, but you just kept moving and moving and moving. Whereas Python, I swear there were some times where like they'd fill the whole train and we didn't seem to move.
Yeah.
We were like, where have all these people come from that just got on it? Which leaves us with one coaster now, which is Vogel Rok. I'm not quite sure which one we're doing there, but I'm going to go with Vogel, which is the indoor coaster. So it's the only one that we don't know anything about, isn't it?
No, because we didn't want any spoilers with this one.
No, so we've watched videos of the other coasters, but not this one. So we literally know nothing about it. But it's got an absolutely stunning entrance. I certainly know that much. It looks amazing. Right, shall we pause so you can eat your pistachio latte?
Yes, please.
We'll see you after we've been on Vogel Rok. Or Vogel Rok. Oh, when they say roller coaster in the dark there, they're not kidding, are they?
I know, yeah.
Pitch black at some point.
That was pitch
wasn't
black.
it? That's how that is the real definition of
Yeah,
dark,
of a dark
isn't it?
ride,
That's
yeah.
how it should be. That was lovely though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a nice little ride, that was. A short but sweet ride, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like X/Walking Dead, but with really nice little sort of bird theming. I don't know how bird is supposed to be.
Is it like some sort of mythical vulture?
Yeah, sort of thing.
Like that.
So I'm not quite sure, but that was lovely. So that leaves now, that's all the roller coasters done, so that leaves us now to do the dark rides.
Yes.
I think we're going to start on Festival Carnival because I'm pretty sure that one's going to be at the bottom. I know we're going to work our way up to Symbolica, aren't we? But we are going to go try and meet the jester, magician woman first because she comes out at
3 o'clock.
like in just a moment.
Yeah.
What did you just say?
3 o'clock.
Oh, 3 o'clock. Yeah.
That's when she comes out.
Pardoes. I'll have to look again because I can't remember what she's called. That was fun.
That
I do
was
like
cute.
character interaction.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a bloke.
Yes, it's a jester.
Apparently Pardoes is a man, so...
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know, there's something very feminine about Pardoes.
Yeah, it's got very pretty features.
Yeah, a bit genderqueer. And do you know what? I'm all here for that. I'm all here for that. It was really fun to meet. Actually, a lot shorter than I thought he was going to be. I thought he was really tall. So worked perfectly, actually, because he's about our height.
He was about our height, actually.
Yeah.
We are little people.
That was really fun. Okay, so we're going to start the run of dark rides with Carnival Festival. It's got some sort of weird clown vibe, so I'm expecting sort of maybe like a Bumba vibe to it from Loonsche Land. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's going to be nuts. One random spot. Well, that was how do we describe that? That was a level of bonkers that only the Dutch can achieve. Really, that was.
I quite enjoyed that though. It was quite cute.
Yes. It was like It's a Small World, but in the Netherlands. Really.
Yeah,
That's the only way to describe it. It was very much that kind of you go from one country to another kind of thing, but just completely unhinged all the way through, and a little bit questionable in sections, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
The stereotyping was...
Very stereotyping.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the British were purposely ugly with big teeth, weren't there? Like, there was some decisions made in there that were of a time, I think, is the best way to describe it.
I quite like the tune that was all going around all the way around.
Yeah, it's similar to, not as annoying as It's a Small
No, it
World,
wasn't as
but
annoying.
It's one of those that you won't forget all day, is it?
It reminded me a little bit of Wallace and Gromit's
Do you know what?
theme
I was
tune.
just as I was singing it then, I thought that sounds more like Wallace and Gromit there.
Yeah.
In fact, the British section actually was just London, wasn't it? Which
Yeah.
is always a bugbear.
It always is, yeah.
It always is just like classic London. In fact, it's not even London, it's like Buckingham Palace, really, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
always the theme when it comes to Britain in other countries. And there are so much better things in England and Britain than bloody
They're just London, yeah.
Most of us hate it, let's be honest. And then there was just like one Scottish person playing the bagpipes,
right at the
wasn't
end.
there? Just thrown in there.
And there was nothing for poor Wales.
I was going to say there was nothing for Wales on Northern
Wales
Ireland,
is a
was
beautiful
there?
country. Oh yeah,
Although,
Northern
in
Ireland.
fairness, considering some of the themes in there, it's probably best they didn't pick Wales. So this right here, Baron, is the main reason we came to Efteling. Sadly, it's bloody shut.
I know, yeah. It's shut. Is it for refurbishment?
Yeah.
Are you doing something on it?
I mean, we did know this before we came here, but we didn't know when we booked it.
No.
No, they're building 2 drop towers next to it, and I think as part of that, they are also doing some maintenance on Barrow. I never remember what the year is. 1890, 90. I don't know.
I don't know either.
18, 19 something.
No.
It's lots of 8s and 9s, I think. Anyway, yeah, so they're building 2 drop towers next to it, so the area's closed whilst they do that, and then they appear to be doing some sort of work on Barron as well. But it's an excuse for us to come back,
yes,
isn't it?
Indeed it is. An excuse for us to come back.
Still bloody annoyed about it, though.
Yeah, it's really a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame. We've just done the Rapids ride though, and I've really, really enjoyed that. I have to say, it's probably my favourite Rapids ride I've ever done after Popeye in Orlando.
Popeye.
Yeah, after Popeye.
I mean, I wouldn't ride Popeye in this, like here.
No, not in this weather.
Luckily,
we only got a little bit soaked.
Yeah,
didn't we?
Well, we didn't get soaked at all.
We got a little bit wet.
Ever so slightly moist, a little bit damp. What did we think to that?
That was okay, wasn't it?
That was
quite,
okay.
Yeah, it was a nice little boat ride. Well,
Sorry,
actually,
I'm very ill. You're not giving any more than that, okay?
I mean, it was a nice boat ride. It wasn't quite a lengthy one, actually.
When do you think that was built?
I mean, it seemed quite old because it seemed like quite old school animatronics.
Okay.
You know, the ones that just go.
I mean, they still had more movement than any animatronic in the UK.
Well, yeah.
How old do you think it is?
20 years? I don't know.
86.
Oh, 86. Oh, it's older than me.
Exactly.
Wow.
So when you consider that it's that old, I mean, still, like, there was more animatronics, more theming, and more movement in them than...
And there were some rooms where there were tons of animatronics.
Yeah, far beyond anything that we have now. Never mind back in... That's crazy. It shows how well maintained they are as well, because I don't think any dark ride from 1986 in the UK would still be running on animatronics.
No, it wouldn't.
Been broken, turned off, shut down, but, like... They're all still working, and they all still look. I mean, not like brand new, but they're not torn and broken.
No, they're not.
Scratched.
They was in good condition. And there's some really nice smell pods in there as well.
There really was. Yeah, I don't really know what was going on.
No, I don't.
I don't quite understand the wizard thing or what it was. It was all a bit odd, but it was it was good. However, we say the 2 best ones for last, haven't we? So we're gonna go now. I don't know if we're walking the right way because we just sort of turned the camera on and walked, didn't we? But we're going to DroomVlucht. That's not one of the easier ones to say. An Efteling worker literally just turned around and laughed in my face when I tried to pronounce
Yes.
Oh, you are going to love it.
Yeah, that was a really...
than I thought.
That was a really, really pretty ride. Yeah. That was huge sets, wasn't there?
Some of them sets are bigger than our house.
Yeah, from top to bottom. And then I like that bit at the end where it just spins around the room to get to the bottom.
Goes quite fast, doesn't it?
Goes quite fast, yeah. Yeah, there was so much going on. It was really good.
Really huge. I can't get over how big those sets were. There
was like just plants and animals and fairies and goblins everywhere, weren't there?
Oh, I love that. I love that magical, mystical, sort of whimsical theme. Oh, it's so cool. I absolutely love that. Which leaves us with just Symbolica to do now, really, isn't it? Oh God, there's like crows, jackdaws everywhere. It's spooky.
That was absolutely brilliant. Wow. That was, yes.
That was amazing. I didn't even know there was 3 routes on that, to be fair.
No.
We've only done one.
Yeah, we've only done one. We did the music route, so we've got the hero route to do and the treasure route to do. Yeah.
That was absolutely good. Please excuse my voice. I have caught something in Amsterdam and stop it. I feel dreadful. But that was incredible. That was so good.
That was.
Apparently the most expensive thing they've ever built. And
I can believe that, yeah.
So good.
It was.
I love a trackless dark ride, man. They're so much fun. You just never, especially when you first ride, you just don't know where you're going. What's happening.
Yeah.
Because there's no there's no track, so you don't know which direction you're going to go in. I love how they all go into different rooms and do different stuff. So yeah, there's a couple of like exclusive scenes, isn't there, depending on which route you
take, yeah.
So good. I'm blown away by that. That was absolutely amazing. We have to do that several
We
more
do,
times.
yeah. We have to do every route.
Yes. But now we are going back to where we started. We're going to go and try and get one more ride before it closes on Dance Macabre. And then we're going to go watch the fountain show. And we're going to come back tomorrow. So don't worry, it's not the end. There's plenty more to do.
Good morning, day 2. We've just entered through our hotel guest entrance. Now that we know where our pathway is, we're going to actually use it this morning and go straight to Dance Macabre.
If you're staying on site, you do get half an hour's early entry, but only certain bits of the park are open. You have to go a special route through the park. We missed it yesterday.
We did, and we did get lost. It was on a right wild goose chase.
Oh.
So we didn't get to fully take advantage of the half an hour like we should have done. But yeah, we're gonna.
But yeah, we stayed at Loonsche Land. We haven't done a separate vlog on that like we normally do because we haven't had the time. Crazy.
No.
I mean, we're doing 2 days at Efteling, and even then, I would say 3 would have been better to fit everything in.
Yeah,
we've
definitely.
Still got the whole of the Fairytale village to go.
And we didn't really get to appreciate Loonsche Land, did we?
No.
We just literally because we went to the Caro show straight after the park last night because hotel guests get a really good discount on that. More than half price, yeah.
So it's a really, really good discount.
And it's a great brilliant show. Yeah,
really great show.
Definitely worth seeing, even if you're not staying at the park. You just come in as a guest.
So we literally went from we missed the end of the fountain show. So we had to run to Caro, and then we had to run to Loonsche Land. Our meal, which was delicious.
It was really good. Yeah, it was really good. And they only hold your space for half an hour, and we was more than half an hour late. But they accommodated really well and let us still
Luckily,
go from
like with it being like midweek September, it's not
wasn't that
so
busy.
they weren't that bothered.
No,
but the meal was delicious. It was like I think it's €37.50 for like three courses.
Yeah.
Although they charge you for the water they put on the table.
Yeah.
That was €7 for a bottle of water.
We didn't know.
Sorry.
It's there on the table, so we assume it's there complimentary.
We just drank it, yeah.
So we drank it, and then it was on our bill at €7. It was like, what?
Fuming.
Yeah.
We didn't kick off, we just went with it. And it was a huge meal, man.
Huge meal, yeah.
Because you get like starter, main, dessert, and a garnish, which is like a side dish.
Side dish, yeah.
I mean, a garnish is something you put on the side of the plate, isn't it?
Yeah.
We both had corn on the cob as a garnish, and there was like 3 corn cobs each.
They give you 3 each.
It was a lot, and I think we started off with camembert.
Oh, that was beautiful camembert, yeah.
Bits of bread to dip in.
Yeah.
It came with like a whole pot of vegetables and fig jam and nuts as well, didn't it?
Nuts, yeah.
And we both had the burger for the main course. And we were already thinking, I don't know if we can fit a pudding in.
But the puddings looked amazing. Yeah, so we had to have a pudding.
I don't care how much food I've had, I was not missing that pudding. They were insane.
They were.
They all looked, one was an apple, one was a truffle, and one was an acorn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Although the staff member have forgotten what the English acorn was.
Yeah. They're so good though at switching their language.
I think it's more the fact that we're bad in Britain.
Yeah.
Let's breathe. Let's not get into a political debate here. But yeah, so I had the acorn, which was absolutely stunning. It was like white chocolate, raspberry, strawberry, pistachio.
Yeah.
Inside the acorn.
Inside an acorn.
Oh, it was fit. It was I'm in love with that pudding.
And I had an apple cake. And it was shaped like an apple with the apple cake inside it.
Yeah. That's what confused us because they had apple, truffle, and the other one was labelled as strawberry, wasn't it?
Strawberry, yeah.
Because it was strawberry flavour. But when she brought the thing out, it was
shaped like an acorn.
There was a white thing which we were like, well, that's a truffle, and we could see the apple, and we're like, where's the strawberry?
Yeah.
But it was an acorn. But they looked amazing and they tasted just as good. Like, it wasn't stunt food. They did taste absolutely amazing. Other than that, though, I mean, the breakfasts are pretty disappointing. The rooms are kind of nice, but
very basic, aren't they?
yeah, I think when you compare it to other hotels we've done, I mean, better than like Portventura level of theming in the hotel. They were really nice rooms, but when you compare it to like Fairytale Land, for example, which is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
It's a shame the level of theming in the park doesn't sort of translate to
the hotel rooms.
Hotels,
Yeah.
we looked at the Grand Hotel as well, didn't we? Which is the newest one.
Yeah.
And we didn't bother with it in the end because it just kind of looked quite modern but generic, didn't it? It was a bit disappointing. We hoped for more than that. So yeah, we'd like no kettle in the room.
No kettle and no drinking glasses either.
My British heart was broken. I didn't know what to do.
Couldn't have a cup of tea when we got in.
Disgusting. In fact, that is the one thing that's ruined the whole experience for us.
So yesterday we never managed to do the Fairytale Village, which is actually what started Efteling in the first place. So we're hitting that now, aren't we?
It's impressive for you, actually, doing your research on a theme park. I'm very proud of you.
It is actually. He normally knows most about the theme parks, and I'm the one with the zoos, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with that because I didn't know that, to be quite honest. So we're going to have a wander around and see what's on offer. Some of it, from the pictures I've seen, is quite odd.
Yeah.
But I'm excited, and we have a professional tour guide with us to take us round. Hello.
So
learn everything about Efteling's Fairytale Village.
So we hear it.
Forest.
So here it takes about an hour to 2 hours to get around.
Yes, well, I suppose it depends how fast you walk.
Well, yeah, and how long you take to look around. But yeah, apparently there's like lots to do here, lots to see.
Zo alleen, zo alleen. Mijn heer, wat klakkert toch in mijn bed? Ik heb geen oog dicht. Ezeltje, schatje.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe there's 12.
Het meisje kruipt zich van haar dood in al haar eenzaamheid.
That was one of my bucket list things to do when we came here. Never did I think I'd be excited to use a bin, but here we are.
Now, because he's such a fussy eater, he literally you are though. He literally does.
I mean, I am. I don't film.
He does his food research months in advance before we come to a new park. And we found this restaurant at Efteling, which we knew we had to visit while we was here, didn't we?
Yes.
It looks amazing. It's what's it called, Craig? What's the name of the restaurant?
I can't remember.
It's a pancakes anyway, yeah.
And they look amazing.
They
the
do
restaurant
look
looks
amazing
as well.
yeah.
This was one of the things I was most excited for coming here. Pancakes, Paul's something, I can't remember. I love it.
That's really cool, wasn't it, the restaurant?
I loved it.
Yeah, the pancakes were huge though. It was like the size of the plate. Very sweet, so I do feel a little bit sick now after all that sweetness.
I couldn't finish the whole one.
No.
Too much to eat last night, I think, to finish on the pancake.
Yeah.
That was banging. It was
really good. It's a shame the adults can't have the child size ones.
I mean, you maybe could. I think you could have asked.
Well, maybe, yeah, maybe could have asked.
Because they'd do a heart-shaped one, don't they? You do that
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
That would have been cute.
Bart just won us some plushy cheesy puffs. Didn't you, Craig? Open up the packet, Craig, and show everyone the puffs.
Open it. I'm quite surprised by that. Oh, pressure. Now look. She wants it.
Oh, so cute. Right, it is now merch time, and if you're a regular viewer of our channel, you know we'll be on the lookout for a mug.
You know. No.
So each ride does have its own gift shop at the end, and they do tend to have their own mugs here, we noticed. But we're going to look for just a generic Efteling one, so it's got a bit of everything on it. Hopefully that's what we'll be able to find.
60 plus mugs. You can't get one for every coaster.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you can hear what I'm saying now. God.
So this is the mug that we've gone for. It's got a little mushroom on the inside. And then all around it, it's got like silhouettes of a lot of the little creatures here at Efteling.